What if I told you? Worry, that constant background noise in your mind, the fear of what might happen, that never-ending cycle of doubt, is nothing but an illusion. Worry feels so real because it's tied to your deepest fears and insecurities. But Carl Jung believed it's a trick of the mind, a distraction that locks you into fear and keeps you from living freely in the present moment. But it doesn't have to be this way. Jung's insights show us how to break free from worry, not just for a moment, but for good. This isn't about shallow advice or quick fixes. It's about diving deep into your inner world, understanding where your anxiety comes from, and transforming how you experience life. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why worry is an illusion, you'll discover how to free yourself from its grip and reclaim a sense of peace and trust that can truly change your life. Understanding why worry is an illusion. Worry often feels like preparation, like your mind is protecting you by imagining every possible scenario. But Jung revealed something important. This kind of overthinking doesn't actually solve anything. Instead, it gives you a false sense of control. You feel like you're taking action, but really, you're just stuck in a loop, replaying the same fears and doubts, gaining neither clarity nor resolution. Worry is a thief. It drains your energy, scatters your focus, and robs you of the ability to truly be in the moment. The first step to letting go is this. Recognize that worry isn't helping you. It's holding you back. Jung's concept of shadow work is key to understanding why worry feels so powerful. The shadow is everything we try to ignore, our fears, insecurities, and suppressed emotions. But ignoring them doesn't make them go away. They find their way back, often through worry. Worry is a signal. It's your unconscious telling you that something hidden needs your attention. Maybe it's a fear you've avoided, a wound you've never healed, or a truth you're not ready to face. When you bring those parts of yourself into the light, you strip them of their power. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. So the future isn't real, only the present is. How often does worry keep you stuck in the future, imagining worst-case scenarios that may never happen? Jung believed this obsession with the future disconnects you from what matters most, the present moment where life is actually happening. The mind loves creating stories, and worry thrives on those imagined narratives, but none of them are real. They're just possibilities your mind has invented. When you step back and observe your thoughts, you realize something powerful. They're not facts, they're just ideas, and that realization alone can begin to break worry's grip on you. Synchronicity and trusting the flow of life. Jung's idea of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences, teaches us that life often unfolds in ways we can't predict. Worry blocks us from noticing those moments. When you're caught in fear and doubt, you're so focused on what might go wrong that you miss the signs pointing you in the right direction. Letting go of worry doesn't mean becoming passive. It means opening up, trusting the flow of life. Trusting synchronicity shows you that the universe is always guiding you, even when things feel uncertain. Trust is a recurring theme in Jung's work, and it's essential for letting go of worry. When you don't trust yourself, or the world, your mind tries to control everything to feel safe, but true safety doesn't come from control. It comes from trust. Trusting yourself means knowing you can handle whatever life brings, not by avoiding challenges, but by meeting them with courage and grace. Trusting the universe means accepting that even when things don't go as planned, they're unfolding as they're meant to. Individuation, becoming your true self. The process of individuation, becoming your true self, is one of the most powerful ways to free yourself from worry. Worry often shows up when you're living out of alignment with who you really are, maybe chasing someone else's idea of success or trying to fit into a mold that doesn't reflect your true nature. Individuation means shedding those external layers and reconnecting with your authentic self. When you live in alignment with your values and purpose, worry starts to lose its grip because you're no longer pretending to be someone you're not. Worry thrives on resistance to uncertainty, to change, to the unknown. But resistance only creates tension. The more you resist, the more stuck you become. Jung believed the path to freedom is surrender, not giving up, but letting go of the need to control everything. Surrender is accepting what is without judgment or attachment. When you stop fighting life, you make space for growth and transformation. You shift from fear into flow, and in that flow, solutions begin to arise naturally. Shifting your relationship with uncertainty. Letting go of worry doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means changing how you relate to uncertainty. Instead of fearing it, you begin to see it as a space of possibility, because that's where creativity lives. That's where new opportunities arise. That's where growth happens. When you embrace uncertainty, you're no longer trapped by worry. You stop trying to predict the future and start living fully in the present. Jung reminded us, the answers we seek are already within. Worry turns our attention outward, looking for external solutions. But true peace comes from going inward, from connecting with the steady, silent presence within you. This part of you knows you are more than your fears, more than your doubts, more than the stories your mind tells. When you connect with this inner truth, worry begins to lose its power, and you reclaim your freedom. Worry is a practice. So is letting go. Letting go of worry isn't something you do once. It's a practice. Worry will return from time to time, and that's okay. The key is to notice it without judgment. Then gently guide yourself back to trust, to presence, to alignment. Each time you do this, you strengthen your ability to let go. Over time, you'll realize worry no longer controls your life. Instead, you live from a place of clarity, peace, and trust, guided by the timeless wisdom Jung so beautifully illuminated. You are already whole. Worry often comes from the belief that something is missing, that you're not enough, that life isn't enough, or that something important might slip through your fingers. Jung believed this fear comes from being disconnected from your deeper self. Worry is like a fog. It clouds your ability to see the beauty and wholeness already inside you. When you let go of the idea that something's missing, the fog lifts. You realize nothing essential can ever truly be lost. This shift in perspective dissolves the fear behind worry and replaces it with calm, with clarity, with wholeness. The mind as storyteller. The mind is a master storyteller. It spins endless what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, but they're just stories, not truths. Jung taught that many of these projections come from unhealed parts of ourselves. If you worry about rejection, maybe a past wound still needs healing. When you acknowledge and care for those parts, they lose their power over your present. The stories start to fade. You see them for what they are, temporary and changeable. Letting go of time, embracing the present worry, often traps you in a false sense of time, making you believe the future holds all the answers or that the past defines who you are. Jung believed this obsession with time disconnects us from the eternal now, the only moment where life truly happens. Imagine carrying a heavy bag full of worries about the future and regrets about the past. When you return to the present, it's like setting that bag down. You feel the lightness of simply being. The present asks nothing of you, only that you be here now. The collective nature of worry. Jung's idea of the collective unconscious offers powerful insight. He believed that certain fears and patterns aren't just personal. They're part of the shared human experience. Worry, in this sense, is something we all carry. This understanding can be freeing. You're not alone. Your thoughts and fears aren't unique. They're part of a larger story we all live through. And with that awareness comes compassion, for yourself and for others. Surrender and symbolism. Surrender is central to Jung's work, but it doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing your grip on what you can't control. Imagine trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. Worry is the same. It thrives on your attempts to control the uncontrollable. When you surrender, you stop micromanaging life and start trusting its natural flow. This doesn't make you passive. It makes you adaptable. It allows you to meet life's challenges with clarity and grace. Jung emphasized that symbols, dreams, and even recurring thoughts are messages from the unconscious. When your conscious mind is out of sync with your deeper self, worry can arise. But instead of ignoring those signals, Jung encouraged us to explore them with curiosity. What deeper message lies behind your worry? Sometimes it's pointing you to an unmet need or an area of misalignment. By listening, you address the root of the anxiety, not just the surface symptom. Worry, identity, and the ego. Worry is often tied to identity, the fear of losing who you think you are, your role, your reputation, your image. But individuation teaches us something powerful. You are not your job. You are not your relationships. You are not your achievements. These things are part of your story, but they're not your essence. When you stop clinging to those roles, you stop fearing their loss. Your true self can't be taken away, no matter what happens. Jung said the ego clings to certainty. Even if that certainty is painful, like worry, the ego prefers the known to the unknown, but the unknown isn't something to fear. It's something to step into. That's where transformation lives. Let go. Return to presence. Worry tries to keep you safe by keeping you small. But Jung reminds us, growth begins when you leave your comfort zone. Worry also shows up in relationships. What others think, how they'll respond, whether you'll meet their expectations. But beneath that worry is often a deeper fear. Fear of rejection, fear of inadequacy. By healing those inner wounds, you free yourself from the need for external validation. You create more honest, authentic relationships. Ultimately, Jung's work leads us back to presence. Worry pulls you away from the now into imagined futures and unchangeable pasts. But presence is where your power is, and the silent observer within you, the one who watches your thoughts without getting pulled into them, is your anchor. The more you connect with that observer, the more you realize worry is just a passing cloud. It can never touch the stillness of the sky within you. And once you understand that, you don't just manage worry, you transcend it. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.